This is Laura Bogish with SmarterTechTeaching.com. This video will help you learn how to change your page backgrounds and give you some information on using object transparency when you place a piece of clip art on your page. So let's get started with a blank page. Changing a background is very easy. When the page is open and new and you have nothing selected yet on the page, click on the Properties tab. It's the one with the letter A and the color palette next to it. When it opens up, you can see some color choices, and right now the white tab is the one that is highlighted with the blue line. To change the background, simply just click on another color. It's very easy to change the background colors. If you don't like any of those background colors, if you click on the word More under the background colors, you can see another palette. You can also slide this little triangle up and down this bar of color. It reminds me of a Sherwin-Williams color palette. So if you decide, I would really like this same shade but lighter, it'll give you a little preview in this box. Click on OK, and you can see you have that same shade a little bit lighter. You have some other choices too. If you can see right here in the tab, solid fill is filled in, but you can choose a gradient fill. A gradient fill will give you two different colors. You can pick your two different colors. So if I pick blue and yellow, for example, you can see how it shades it from the blue over to the yellow. Under the two color palettes, there are different styles. Right now this is blending the colors in a horizontal style. You can go to a vertical style, a forward diagonal, and a backward diagonal. If you want to shift the colors and say with horizontal, if you wanted the yellow on the left instead of on the right, what you would do is simply shift the colors in the palette. Color 1 will be in one location, color 2 in the other location. The next choice that you have is pattern fill. Again, you have all of these different color patterns, which at first it shows them to you in black and white, but once you pick a foreground color and a background color, just clicking on foreground and background, let me pick red. I'll do a couple that are contrasting, so that way you can really see, and now you can see the red in the foreground. Let me pick a background. Let's go with blue. Okay, so those really contrast. Once you select that, you can see your different choices, and then pick. There's some blue with some red dots. Here's red with blue dots, and again, you can just kind of experiment with that. Whatever you click on then becomes your background. You see a lot of fancy backgrounds like this in some of the lessons on Smart Exchange, so this is how they made them. The last thing that you could do is fill your background page with an image, maybe a picture that you took or a piece of clip art. So what you're going to have to do is browse for an image. This would be a JPEG file that's already on your computer. I'm going to go to my pictures, and maybe I would want a background image of a flower. I could click on that, and now that is the background image, and I could still place other objects on top of that, but that is the image fill. I'm going to go back to a solid fill just for kicks, and let me make that yellow so that way you can see it. Once you get a background looking the way you want it to, there are a few ways that you could transfer this to other pages. One is when you're on the page tab, you could simply click on the arrow and say clone the page, and that would give you another page with the exact same background as the page preceding it. If you've got a background that's kind of fancy and you think you're going to use it a lot, you could choose Add Page to Gallery, and then it will be in your clip art gallery anytime you wanted to use it. Okay, the next thing I'd like to tell you about is object transparency. Have you ever had the experience where you choose a piece of clip art and you drag it to the page and there's an annoying white box around it? Well, you can get rid of that annoying white box by using something called object transparency. What it does is it makes that background in the clip art clear so the background color can show through. The way to use object transparency is while the object is selected, your piece of clip art, click on the arrow, and about midway down there's an option called Set Picture Transparency. It will open up a little dialog box. When you mouse over the white area, you'll see a little eyedropper. If you just click on all of the areas, sometimes there's more than one that you have to click in to get rid of that white, but just click on the white areas that you want to become transparent, then click OK, and your object is transparent. We can still see a little shadow, but that's really part of the clip art. That's not a part of the background. Once you've done this, if you want to save this piece of clip art with the object transparency activated, if you just drag it back into my content, you can then have it with the object transparency already activated, so that way you don't have to do it each time. Most often you'll use object transparency when you've gotten a picture off the web. Many of the gallery items already have that object transparency feature enacted. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like more information, please visit my website, smartertechteaching.com, and have fun with your smartboard.